You know, I can't believe all these mega budget, 100, $200 million movies that they're putting out that are just absolutely garbage. And then something like this comes along with a zero budget and just blows me away. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So I just wanted to kind of jump in here very quickly and talk about this movie for just like a few minutes. It's called Cosmos, and it just came out, I think November 8th. It went video on demand. Man, oh man, I'll tell you something. I saw the poster for this movie, and I watched the trailer, and I thought, looks okay. You know what I mean? And then I did some research for it. And man, oh man, I cannot say enough good things about this movie. I'll tell you, if you need to kind of heighten your senses a bit about certain movies, you know what I mean? Like if you have expectations going into them, like do some research on them. And I tell you, man, and this is just my personal opinion, and I hope this doesn't happen, and this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about this film, just so I can get my 2 cents out there to help people maybe watch this film. I don't know how much promotion they've done for this flick, but I hope a lot of people don't pass by this movie. Simply, first of all, because of the rating it's got on IMDb. I don't understand how this movie has a 4.7. If they researched it and saw what went into it, how can you not love this movie? Anyways, very quickly, it's by directors Elliot and Xander Weaver, and this movie has 3 people in it. Well, 4, I guess. There's Dave at the very end of it. But there's basically just 3 people in it, and it's more or less, except for the ending, it's shot in one location throughout one night. It stars, I apologize if I screw names up here, but Arjun Singh Panam, I think that's how he plays Roy. Joshua Ford plays Harry, and then Tom England plays Mike. And basically, they have kind of like a little group together called the Astronauts, I think they're called. And they're all doctors in the field of astronomy and that sort of thing. So basically, Harry has this instrument that he's created in this software where, and again, I don't know the whole science behind it, but it's like he shoots radio waves, I think, into space. And by doing that, the software he's created, he can diagram or map what's going on, like planets and stuff, just from the noise they make. I think that's how it is. And then Roy, we find out in the movie that he was on a team that built a satellite that got launched, and then Tom's a part of a new group that came in. So, anyways, I don't want to say too much about this movie. I don't want to give too much away. Again, it's basically shot in one location where they kind of go out at night and do their own kind of field work. Do you know what I mean? Just to see if they can find stuff or hear stuff in space. And again, there's no spoiler here, but they do hear something, okay? And that's kind of all I want to say about this. I'm just going to get into a few things about this movie, though, that just blew me away. First of all, it had zero budget. I was reading here, with the exception of the scoring, the 2 brothers, Elliot and Xander, took on all the major production roles, including screenwriting, prop making, lighting, camera work, sound recording, editing, sound design, sound mixing, everything. They did fucking everything on this movie. It took them, I think the post-production, I think they said, it took almost 5 years to finish this movie off, and it was shot in 60 days. And there was a crew of 3 people, the 2 directors and then 1 extra person, and then the very small cast, which is more or less 3 people, and then Dave comes in at the very end. But man, I'll tell you, I was blown away. I can't stress this enough at how good. I mean, you can't even call this a low budget movie. It's like a zero budget movie. You know what I mean? Like they all the equipment they didn't own previously to making it, they borrowed. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. But this movie had no budget. The cast took no money to make this. The directors took no money to make this. It cost zero, really. You know what I mean? And and I've said this 100 times, for these lower budgeted movies, you need good actors and you need good dialogue to carry the film. And that's exactly what this movie has. It doesn't have hardly any special effects in it. You know what I mean? It looks very professional. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, this thing could pass for, you know, a fair-sized budgeted movie. You know, the way it's shot and the camera angles, but the dialogue, and the actors. I mean, whew, I don't know, man. Like it just carried the film. I wasn't bored at all. I will say though, it's a 2-hour movie, and it probably could have been trimmed down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like they probably could have lost 10 to 15 minutes. There were some spots that maybe drug on a little bit, but I mean, who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? I'm just giving my opinion, but I mean, all in all, this movie is fantastic, especially the fact that it was made on zero budget. Like, so I'm just, again, I'm not worried. I don't want to sound like a dumbass, but it's just, you know, like we got to get the word out when you see movies like this. I don't want people to pass them by because this really should be viewed. I mean, it's on, I watched it on YouTube. You can rent it for $6.99. I'm sure it's on other platforms as well, probably Google Play and Amazon and all those others. But I mean, for $6 or $7, I mean, wow, this movie was fantastic. You know, and it's funny too because like there's the main story about you know, them finding this signal coming from space, which I don't want to say too much about. But then they have their own little quarrels between the group themselves. Do you know what I mean? That they have to deal with and eventually, you know, work out and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know, man. Like I've seen some major budget movies before that couldn't hold a candle to this film. Like this thing was great. So I don't want to rave about it too much. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a perfect film, but man, oh man, it's way better than a lot of movies I've seen lately anyways, especially the big budget movies. You know what I mean? And I just, again, you know, I got to use Rotten Tail as an example. I sat down and watched that movie, and that movie had a budget, a fair-sized budget, and it was a pile of shit. And this movie, zero fucking budget, and it was fantastic, man. It was just absolutely fantastic because the three main characters knew how to fucking act, knew how to kind of, you know, like interject with each other, and it was like they just cared, you know what I mean? Like they wanted to be there. So story aside, it was, man, oh man, it was awesome. So I don't know, I really enjoyed this movie. I rented it on YouTube, $6.99. I mean, don't pass this movie up if you get a chance to watch it. Other than being maybe a smidge too long, and the ending, you know what I mean? When I don't want to give any spoilers away, but if you watch this movie, you'll sit there and at the end, you know what I mean, and you'll be like, why the fuck are they doing this? Just pack up and go for fuck's sakes. Do you know what I mean? Like it was frustrating, but I don't want to say what they were doing or what was going on. But just watch it, and you know you'll feel the same way I do. I guarantee it. But that's probably what they wanted the audience to feel. So, man, oh man, and the scoring in this film is fucking incredible. You know what I mean? Like if that helped make this movie look much grander than what it was. Do you know what I mean? It's just, man, oh man, everything came together for these guys. You know, a lot of hard work and some, you know, good editing. Could have been shaved down a smidge, like I've said, but wow, this thing was great. So anyways, okay, I don't want to talk anymore about this movie. I just wanted to jump on here quick and say, watch this thing if you get a chance. It is absolutely fantastic. If you have seen it, let me know what you think about it. I thought it was great. If I was going to give it a rating, just knowing everything about this movie, I would probably give it like an 8.5. You know what I mean? I just do the research on it from other than what I've told you, and you'll be blown away at this fucking movie. It's crazy. So, and the way it looks, it's phenomenal. So anyways, the movie is called Cosmos. It's out now. Lots of platforms you can grab it on. If you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it. And then get back here and let me know what you think about it because I'm curious. So anyways, Cosmos, make sure you watch it. And until next time, guys, stay scared.